So good afternoon once again. I'm hoping maybe I should turn off my video as well. Stop this. Okay, so good afternoon once again. So welcome to this class on business plan. It's going to be an introductory class today. So we're going to be building on this, in our subsequent classes. I know the financial class is going to hold later today. But this is just to expose us to what are the nitty-gritties of business plans and what are the things we need to put into it. So this is a part one of it, and we'll be talking about the word part where you have to put the text and not the financial. So the other part is the Excel sheet that deals with the financial. Though this one also has a component of the financials in it. So I'll run through just the basics of it, and I will show a sheet that explains, a particular business plan of someone to explain everything I'm going to talk about. Right. So, what is a business plan? David, is it possible you help me mute the person? Need to mute.
76.
So, a business plan is a written document that outlines future activities.
Please, they will mute your mic.
I will mute you.
Okay. No.
Okay, so sorry about that. A business plan is just a document that tells us about the future activities of your business. Even if your business could be the one that is already existing, or a business that you want to start tomorrow or in the future. So it's just a document to show us how you want to do your business, what are the activities you are going to take in the future. It is a formal written expression that shows us your vision for the business, how you are going to describe your strategies, and what are the operations that your business is going to be doing. So it's also a document that brings together the key elements of a business that includes your product. It tells us about your product, be product or service that you're going to be doing, the cost, how much is it going to cost you to start the business, how much sales are you going to be making per year for at least a minimum of 5 years, what will be your expected profit, and who are the people that are going to be, working with you, the management staff in your business. And just in a nutshell, a business plan is a blueprint of your business. So moving forward, what are the purposes of a business plan? Business plans, helps you to align your team member, who does what. What should be the qualification of this person that's going to manage a particular department in your business. So you align them together and see how they sync together. Then it also helps you to know the operating plan of your business. How are you going to start? So from starting, how are you going to move to another thing? How do you grow? How do you communicate across the department of your business? How do you communicate with your partners? How do you, push your business to the investors? How do you source your financial, your costs, the money that you need to start the business? And how do you plan for expansion? And if you need to merge with another business, or you need to be acquired by another business, you need to put all this into perspective. People need to see this, especially your investors, and even you as a person that is going to be running this. So a business plan is more like the Bible or the Quran, or something that's making you to run, with your business. It tells you about everything about your business, your today and your tomorrow. All right. So what are the drivers of a good business plan? A good business plan must have a clear vision of purpose, and this is the direction that the business wants to achieve. And this vision, so sometimes you have to break it down into, let's say, three. Your short, or well, you could say your short vision, your long-term vision, or medium-term vision, or whatever. But the main cocoa, the main thing of the business plan is the long term. Where do you see yourself in the future? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 20 years? So you must have a clear vision of purpose, what your business is standing for. It must also satisfy real customer needs or serve real customers. You know, it will not just be that you are having a vague customer that do not exist anymore. So your customer must be real, and you must be serving their needs. There must be a solution to a particular problem. What are the challenges that your customers are facing, and what is the product they are bringing to solve that problem that they are facing. So it must have this, and with it, your customers should be able to have repeat purchase. In order for your business to keep moving. That's the growing concern of your business. If you are selling something and somebody comes to your let's say your office or your shop, and the person buys only once, and the person is not coming back to buy. And if all your customers are doing that, they are only just buying once and not coming, it means your business is likely not to grow. It's likely to collapse. So you must keep providing their needs, and this will make them to have a repeat business with you over time. Also, your business plan should differentiate you from other competitors. It should tell us what differentiates you from what other people are doing. An example of this is, we have soft drinks. For example, you have Coca-Cola, you have Pepsi, you have Biggie. They are all competitors. They are selling almost the same product, the same line of product. So you can decide, let's say, for example, when Biggie was coming into the market. So they met Coca-Cola in the market. They also met Pepsi in the market. They had to differentiate them from the other people. So they'll be able to compete, reasonable with them. And you also probably agree with me that in the last few years, Biggie almost had the entire, soft drink market in maybe Ibadan or Lagos. But at some point in December, I think 2 years ago, there was not even Coca-Cola in the market again. It was only Biggie that you were seeing, because they were able to differentiate them and position themselves uniquely, with something that people will always want. They increased, that they were the one that started the 20% additional, drink. Like when you buy, if you bought a 100 naira Coca-Cola drink, and you bought 100 naira Biggie drink, you also see that 100 naira Biggie drink is more than the Coca-Cola Biggie drink. So that was a unique positioning in the market. So you should also have the continuous improvement that will sustain a leadership position. This could be that you are segmenting your market. What do I mean by segmenting your market? Dividing market based on the kind of customers you have. Let me use it, milk. This milk that we drink as an example. Peak milk. Peak milk they have different kind of milk you want to buy. If you want to buy the tin milk, is a market, is a segment for a particular set of people. If you want to buy the sachet one, not the powdered milk, there's this one that they did like 13 naira or 14 naira or 15 naira, very small sachet drink, milk. Yes, that is another improvement, to make them remain in that market, still positioning themselves as a leader, so that if a particular customer could not afford the tin milk, you can buy the sachet one, and anyone that cannot even afford those two can at the same time buy the what is it called, the powdered milk. So you must always make improvements and sustain yourself in the business. Then your resource focus, organizational commitment to satisfy customer needs is very key in you running your business successfully. The resources that you are going to be used should be optimally utilized. You should use it very well in such a way that it gives you maximum value. If you are spending 1 naira For example, if Coca-Cola and Pepsi are spending 1 naira, the one that spent that 1 naira to get value, the best value to the customer, is one that has been able to utilize the resource of that resource of 1 naira optimally. So using your resources optimally to get the maximum value that your customer can ever achieve from your product. So it's very key in remaining in market and in business. So for the business plan that we're going to be writing, we're writing it for two things. The first thing is for you to understand what you need to do in your business. In case you are making mistake, you go back to it and say, okay, this was the plan. Just for you to be refocused. That is one part. The other part is that you are writing it to look for investment. Maybe bank loan, or somebody that is going to give you grants, or somebody that's going to give you any money, or you're going to invest in your business, maybe your business partner or whatever. So these people that are called investors, there are some key things that they are looking for in your business plan. And if these things are not there, they are likely not to put their money in your business, because they will think, or they are, of course, it's not that they will think. It means that your business is not viable, is not going to be profitable. So they will not invest in your business. So these are the key things that are going to be looking for in your business. They want to see how your team think, your thinking, how you, when there will be problem, how you, when you envisage the risk and that you have in this business that you want to do. How do you think of overcoming these challenges? They want to see how you think, or how your team work together as one, how you sync your team together to have a robust and a complete team that is going to be working in your business. They also want to see how detail-oriented your team is. For example, if you are running, if you were running a building business, let's say like Fasaya that does all this construction businesses, and you are going to be having different set of people that are going to be joining your team. For example, an engineer that's going to be drawing the plan, somebody that's going to be doing the building. So what are the experience that they have? For example, the person that's going to be building, has he been building before? How many years experience has he done? What are the businesses he has done before? How detail oriented are they? What do they know about this business? How are you going to put them together? They want to be seeing all these things. They might not all be there when you be presenting your business plan, but they'll be asking you as the owner of the business, some of these key questions. How do you source for them? How do you get them? They want to see all this. Then how big is the market that you're going to be operating with? They want to know if your product is something that people are going to be buying, or it's not just going to be something that's going to be sitting on the shelf that people are not going to be buying. How big is that market? Now, I was given an example of the Coca-Cola or the cola drink, that soft drink. The soft drink market in Nigeria is very huge. That even if anybody decided to bring another product to the market and is able to do his market analysis well, is going to make it in that market. So they want to know, because the bigger your market, the bigger your revenue. What did I say? The bigger your market, the bigger your revenue. If you have a whole Nigeria as your market, compared to somebody that has only Ibadan or only Ikeja as a market, who makes more money? The person that has the entire market in Nigeria definitely makes more money. I don't know if I'm making sense. Yeah. So the bigger your market, the bigger your revenue, the bigger profit you make eventually. Although it's also true that the bigger your market, possibly that the bigger your cost, of operation. Yes, but at the same time, the bigger your revenue. So they also want to see how you can sustainably compete with other competitors in the market, and what gives you this competitive advantage over them. They want to see this. So what do we mean by competitive advantage? Something that distincts you from your competitors in the market. Let's say, for example, you are selling, let's say you are selling tomato paste. which is also called tomato puree as a product. And this product, somebody is packaging his own product in, let's say, oh, okay, then let me even use that. In the past, we used to have not pure water, we used to have ice water. We all know ice water very well. That you put in these moi nylon, and they just put it in the cooler, they put ice block, and people drink it. Now imagine that somebody is still doing ice water business in Nigeria. How would that person be able to compete with the pure water business in Nigeria? Now you look at their packaging. The nylon that the pure water business people are using is quite different from the one we use, the one that were used for pure water. So even you that will buy it, you prefer the pure water or the sachet water to the ice water. Why? Because the packaging is durable. When you hold the ice water, anything can puncture it and the water will waste. But it is difficult. Something that will puncture the pure water, is going to be something very strong. So for the pure water business, it gives them a competitive advantage. When people see the pure water and the ice water, they will rather prefer the pure water because of that competitive advantage that the pure water has. So the packaging and every other thing, it's not only the packaging, even in the quality of the product. An example is a table water business. You know that the quality of table water is better than that of pure water in the real sense. So for the person selling table water, it has a competitive advantage in the quality of the water that the person is selling compared to pure water. Some pure water, you start seeing some particles in there. It is very difficult. I'm not saying you don't see some of this thing in table water, but it's very difficult for you to find some of these loopholes, some of these problems in table water. So these are competitive advantage. It could be in terms of your cost. For example, Cola was one that forced Coca-Cola and Pepsi to be selling their Pepsi drink 100 naira. Because Cola Biggie came to the market, they were selling more content at a lesser price. That was the competitive advantage over Coca-Cola. And somebody that just wants to drink cola, some people might not even be interested in the quality of the cola. But because the cola was big, they would rather want to drink it. You drink more. And at the same time, it's even more. You have more content. Let's say you have 1 liter. 1 liter of big cola is selling for 100 naira. And 1 liter of Coca-Cola is selling for 200 naira. For that market, some people will prefer that. But in terms of quality, you could see that the quality of Coca-Cola could be better than big cola. Maybe it doesn't have aftertaste. That could be the quality. And some people will always wonder. Now, I'm not saying you should make your product cheaper in quality so that you can have market. No, that is not what I'm saying. But you see that some people still prefer the quality one compared to the fake one. An example is the phone business. Some people tomorrow will prefer iPhone to Samsung or to Android phone because they prefer that iPhone is a class. It's a quality phone. You understand what I mean? Yeah, because Pastor said I should talk more about the quality. So some people would definitely prefer the quality over the less quality product. But so for iPhone, the quality is the competitive advantage over the other phone. And they already know their customer that they always want to go for it. So people are always crazy for iPhone. So whatever is your competitive advantage, make sure that you leverage on that and use it well. So some people, they have the best quality product in the market. At the same time, they have their product is still the cheapest. So if you're able to match all these competitive advantage to your own side, it helps you to sell more, have more, more market share to yourself. Now, the next one is that they also want to see your growth plan. How do you want to grow your business? For example, you started with, maybe you want to just be selling 1,000 products per year. They want to see in the next year, in the next 3 years, how do you move from selling just 1,000 per year to like 5,000 per year, 10,000 per year? How do you grow? Businesses that have grown in Nigeria, example could be Dangote, from one product to plenty product that he has in Nigeria. He has been able to grow over time. Dangote sells cement, he sells salt, he sells sugar, he sells tomato paste. Tell me what Dangote doesn't sell. He sells polythene bag, but he did not start selling all those products in one day. He started with just one product, and as was making profit, it was expanding, it was growing till he has, all that he has today. So your investor wants to see how you want to grow. Your growth will also be in terms of your staff. From one person that's working for you to having more staff that are able to work for you. The more staff you have, in the real sense, equate to your product growth as well. So they want to see how you move from one shop to having 3 shops. For example, you are selling clothes at Sharpmore, you only have 1 shop. How do you go from having just 1 shop to having 3 shops? Maybe another branch at Itoku, another one at Okejion, another one in Lagos, Ikeja. They want to see how you're able to grow over time. So they are interested in this because when you grow, you make your business is more solid, and you also make you're able to compete more. Then that means your business will not crash all of a sudden. They also want to see how what's your technology roadmap look like? How are you able to leverage on technologies available to making your business sustainable? They want to see what are technology are going to be using. Because this is one of the things that will make you compete with other people in the market. What technology are you using? How do you, even if you are not even using technology now, how do you want to be using the technology that will be available in the future? You want to say this. So technology, we can never overemphasize the role that technology play in business, in the business world. So moving away from that, now there's another thing that people want to see: your financial projection. Your financial, when we talk about financial, it talks about how you handle cash, how you handle money. It doesn't mean money that you're saying. So you need to build at least 5-year plan for financial. And this will be dealt with later on today by Omololu. But I'm just going to prepare our mind so that we see what are the things that has to be there in the business plan. So you have to have a detailed year by year. You extrapolate. Extrapolate means you just assume what your financial plan will be for this year, for the second year, for the next 5 years. You're not just assuming blindly. There's something that is going to guide you. There's some factor that you have to consider when you're extrapolating, when you're assuming. So this to be dealt with later on. So they want to see how you're able to build from one single unit, to multiple units. They want to see how you are making your assumptions, if your assumptions are making sense financially. They want to see how you're able to compare your product even with your financial plan with that of your competitors. How much makes your unit cost of product. If you are producing, let's say you are producing biscuits, for example, how much is it going to cost you to produce 1 packet of biscuits? And before you can produce a packet of biscuit, there's some things you have to buy. You have to buy flour, you have to buy the packaging nylon, you have to buy, let's say, oven that you're going to use. Somebody is drawing on my screen. Please stop drawing. Somebody is drawing on my screen. Please stop drawing, please. All right. So they want to see all the things that you're going to buy to produce that unit cost of your product. How much is going to cost you? Then how much, when you sell it, how much profit are you going to make? They want to see this. They also want to, in this business financial projection, how you're able to validate your market comparables, your competitors in the market, how you are going to compare your product with them and things like that. So, but this, Omayolu is going to, talk more about it later on. Then for you to have a good business plan, there are 10 questions that you must be able to answer with everything you're going to write. How large is your addressable market? How large is your market? I was talking about market the other time. Is your market that large? Is it the entire community? Is it just one part in a state? Is it the entire state? Is it the entire country? Is it international? Who are the people that are going to buy this product? That is your market. Your market is not you carrying your product to, let's say, Ojale at where is Ojale again? In Abeokuta. You know, maybe Toku or Shakmo. No, thank you. You know, it doesn't have to be a physical market. No, that is not what we mean by market. You know, a lot of people are even buying things online. Like you can go and buy on Jumia, on Konga. You know, those are market. Market doesn't have to be a physical market. So anybody that is going to be buying your product is a potential market. So in summary, somebody that is going to be buying your product is a market. So how large is this your market? People that are going to be buying your product, how large are they? You should be able to answer this. Now, before I move on, Shola said he doesn't understand the top down, thing in the other part. Now, you have to compare against top down. Top down could be from the boss in the business, how you are going to relate with them, to the lowest person in your business. Let's say the gate man. You know, the CEO, how they are going to relate with each other, how they are going to be communicating, and how cash is going to be flowing. You know, from the highest thing you're going to be spending money on to the lowest. I don't know if you understand. So you have to be able to compare how money flows from the bottom to the down in your business. Who owns, people that are going to be dealing with cash and even some other financial opportunities. How you're going to compare them? How are they going to be doing it? How will money move from the top to the bottom? How will your cash flow? How will it move from year 1 to year 5? These are top bottom approach that you are going to be comparing. In year 1, how will your cash flow be like? In year 2, how is it going to be like? And also how will in the entire business, how would your cash flow, your finance, how would it look like? You have to be able to compare across the products, across the departments, and across every other thing. But I know Okunlola is going to talk about it. So when he gets to this point, we'll get more understanding of this. All right, so we can move on. Are you likely going to have more people in this market in the next 1 year? Or it's just a seasonal product that, it's some markets are always not growing. They are so sluggish that, let me look for an example that I can give you. A market that is likely not to be growing could be for some luxurious goods. Let's say a fast-growing market could be food market, because everybody eats every day, right? Who has not eaten today? Okay, maybe only me. I've not eaten today, but that everybody eats every day, and for every child you give birth to, we definitely eat. So it's a fast-growing market because everybody wants to eat. But talk of, let's say somebody that has a refrigerator. I'm not saying refrigerator market is not good, but how many people buy refrigerator every day compared to people that are buying food? Maybe not large. So how fast is your market growing? You cannot compare a refrigerator market to a phone market. At least almost everybody you see people buying phone every day. But you can still not compare that to, let's say, food, because everybody will eat. So a food market is a fast-growing, business. At least somebody that doesn't go to Okunlola food canteen, we go to Maje Kodumi or Madu Jutimi, or we go to Tantalizer. So how fast is your market growing? How are people likely to be buying your product every time? This is very important. Then who makes up your management team? People that are going to be working in your business, who are people that have been making decisions? Management team doesn't mean the CEO alone that's making decisions. Who will be the director? People that will be making decisions in your company, no matter how little that decision is, they are part of your management team. For example, your gate man is also part of the management team, because he's going to be the one to open the door to your customers. If he decided not to open the gates to your customers to come in, who will buy your product? Nobody. So what are these people that are going to be making up your management team? Are they competent? How are you going to source for them? For each person, for your accountant, does this person know how to do simple accounting for your business? It's also going to be part of your management team. You understand? So for your supervisors that are going to, for example, if you are going to be running a warehouse where you are going to be keeping grains, let's say you want to be storing maize, you'll be storing maize in a warehouse, you are going to have, let's say, a supervisor. Does this person know how to take care of maize in the warehouse? Does this person know how to detect when maize are having problem, when there are rodents, there are rats? Does he know traces to find out, oh, I think there's a rat in this place? Maybe when he sees pieces of a rat and say, I think we have rats in this place. So who are these people that are going to be making up your management team? How competent are they? You should be able to answer this question with your business plan. Now, what is your secret sauce? Secret sauce is your comparative advantage. What makes you different from other people? Imitate them, mimic them, but they can still. What's the secret sauce that your competitor can never know, and it's going to make your product different from every other product? Your business plan should be able to answer this. Another thing is that what are the barriers to entry your market, and what are the competitive advantage? It's more like your secret sauce, but more like your secret sauce, your competitive advantage. There's going to be some problems that your business is likely to have. So you must be able to envisage and say, okay, well, this is my business, these are the associated risks, these are the associated problems. When you know that, you should be able to answer and provide solutions to, this risk. Another thing is that what do your 5-year financial plan look like? Your financial, plan for 5 years. I've already said that I'm only going to take this. Are you going to be liquid? Do you have cash, or making profit in your business? Your business plan should also answer this. What is your profitability, outlook going to be like? Are you going to be making more profit? What is the percentage of profit? What is going to be your benefit cost ratio? We mean that for every cost that you spend in your business, what is that ratio to the profit that you are making in your business? Let's say if you spend 1 naira to produce your product, that product that you are selling, if you are going to sell it for 2 naira or for 3 naira, let's say for example you are selling that product for 3 naira, and it costs you 1 naira to produce that product. Now you see that you have made additional 2 naira. That is your profit is 2 naira, because you are using 1 naira to produce that product, and you are selling that product, the final product, 3 naira. So if you remove 1 naira from 3 naira, how much is remaining? 2 naira. So you are making profit of 2 naira. So what is going to be your profit, or what will your profitability look like in your business? You should be able to answer this with your business plan. And that thing is that, why do you need to establish your company? Why does your company need to be providing this product or service? This is what we call, why is this a company versus a product or service? Why must you do it? I don't know if you understand. So you must understand why you want to go into that product that you want to be selling. Is it because people need it? Is it because there's nobody providing that solution, or the solution that people are providing is not robust enough? There are still some challenges, to it, and you want to provide a better product that people are going to be buying in the market, or your service. A service could be that maybe you have a business that is running. Let's say you want to be doing a transport business, like the Taxify are doing, Bolt, Uber that are doing. When this business first started, some people's car do not even have AC, but some people decided to be doing them and be saying, yeah, if you want to take Uber, we give you AC, although you pay more money, but that is a service. That is a value added service that they are adding to it. So people that are starting Uber will be, yes, people that are doing this transport business did not have AC, and that's why we want to start, to solve this problem. And when what is this business that folded this year? They were doing somebody can remind me, pay something that they were doing this cash transfer. And you can even use their whatever to pay at eatery. They have Okada business. I don't know if anybody can remind me that business. They folded this year. OP, thank you. When OP was starting, OP saw that there was traffic problem in Nigeria, and they wanted to use Okada to solve that problem. So they decided to have it because the Okada kind of a thing we had was not efficient. And when you have OP, they are going to be paying more money to, the riders are going to make more money. And they have this strategy that is going to, you can know how many kilometers you have moved. That is going to be the one that will determine how much you pay eventually. And they also give new Okada to their riders. They provide that opportunity so that they have new Okada to take away all the old Okada within the community. So they were already seeing some loopholes, and this is why they were providing this service. And that was why they were setting up their company, to be able to stand in that gap to solve that problem. Although it was, a pathetic story that the government did not really help them to do well. I know they are still doing their cash transfer or something like that. So why do you want to set up your business? Why is this a company versus product and service? Why are you doing it? Be able to answer this. Then who is your competition, and how do you want to beat them? I've mentioned the competition, times without number since we started this class. So who are your competition? Your competitors? Do you know what they are producing? What makes their product better than yours? And as of now, and how do you think you can, have a better product than what they are producing now? So that is how you are going to beat them. What are they producing? And how you beat them is how do you want to have a better product, to have competitive advantage over them. Then the last one is, why can't bigger companies do this? Or why can't some other big companies do this? Why do you want to do it? It could be that it is not part of their line of business, or this big company cannot come down to the level of the people within the locality. You should be able to answer this question. All right, so we'll move on. So after that, you now create your business, your company strategy. Building a strategy is harder work than building your product. A strategy is what tells us, because part of the strategy is your product is also part of it. How do you achieve producing your product? How do you get people that are going to be working with you? How do you have the market share? How do you have a competitive advantage over your competitors? These are strategies. Strategy is not just like how you want to get there. For example, if you want to go to Ikeja could be like your last bus stop. That could be your product. So how do you want to get to Ikeja? That is your strategy. Your strategy could be like, there could be traffic at Bega. Okay, I will not take Bega. I will take another route. That is a strategy. How do you want to get there to where you are going? That is your strategy. So, and your strategy definitely looks at how you are going to overcome all the challenges, the audios that you are going to meet on the way. So these are things you need to think about when you are creating your company strategy. What do you want your business to be when it grows up? What do you want your business to be when it grows up? When it gets there, what do you want to be? When Dangote wants to be, Dangote is still growing. Every business keeps growing. But where Dangote business is now, it wants to be the number one, business in Nigeria that are producing everything we need. And virtually everything we need, Dangote is already producing it. So where do you also see your own business with your product when it grows up? Then also looking back from 5 years in the future. when you look back 5 years in the future, you'll be able to see, these are things, these are improvements over what we've been able to do. This is how we were doing things in the last 3 years. This is how we are doing it better in this year. So you see how you have been able to improve over time. Your perspective of all your stakeholders. Who are your stakeholders? People that have one thing or the other to do in your business. Your customer are part of your stakeholder, because if they are not buying your product, you will not make profit. Your investors are also part of your stakeholder, because if they are not giving you money or loan, you will not be able to run your business. And if they don't give you more money, you will not be able to grow your business. So they are part of your stakeholder. Your staff are part of your stakeholder, because if they're not doing their work well, you will not get the best product in the market, and you're not going to, remain in business. So you must see all your stakeholders and how are you going to be treating them? What are the roles each of them will be playing in your business? You think about this. So how do you get to your stakeholders? How do you make them stay committed to your business? So when you are developing your strategy, these are things you need to think about. Then what are things that will likely go wrong? These are your risks. And what will be your mitigation? For example, let's say you are using a particular product. Let's say you are, for example, people that are doing bread. Let's say you have a bakery, and there's a particular oven that you are using. And it is likely that that oven, when you brought it from China, you do not have anybody that can serve you that oven in Nigeria. The day that oven will develop fault, what will happen to your business? You will not be able to produce bread. That means your business will be at standstill. That is a potential problem. So if you are thinking of importing an oven from China, you will think of a potential problem that is going to happen, that when that oven develops fault, who will service it for you? You will not likely have. Or probably you are going to be bringing an engineer from China to come and service it for you. But well, what part of your cost will that one going to take away? So these are things that you need to think. You need to think through. If you are doing let's say delivery business, how do you deliver to your customer? Are you going to be using Okada riders? If you are using Okada riders to be delivering your product, what are the associated risks? Will they run away with your product? Or when they deliver, will they run away with your money? You have to think of all these things. What are all the possible challenges that are going to be having in your business? You must, write them down and write the solutions to it. So then another thing is hope. Hope is not a strategy. Don't be hoping that something will happen. Have a written document, something you write down and you are sure of, is part of a strategy. When you are hoping, please do not hope in your business. Hope is uncertainty. So never rely on hope that maybe somebody is promising you that let's say the government said, yeah, in the next 2021 we are going to provide money for some entrepreneurs to start business. And because of that, you now went to do something. You are hoping on that money that the money will come, and you were thinking that when you have that money, you're going to pay the person. Maybe you went to borrow money that the big buyer already said they are going to give you money. And you went to borrow money, hoping that next year you will pay it back. Just imagine that buyer decided not to give that money again. What will happen? You already dashed your hope. The same thing can happen in business. So do not think of hope. Do not rely on hope. Hope is not a strategy. All right, thank you. The next thing is your competitive analysis. This also has to be in your business plan. You will always have competitors. That thing that you are producing, you are not the only one that's producing it. Some other people are producing similar products to that. So you have to dig deep. You have to be detailed and honest with yourself. Think about all the other products. Some people, when you ask them, who are the competitors? Who are your competitors in the market? They say, we don't have competitors. It's a lie. You always have one competitor or the other. It might not be the exact product that you are producing, but something that could easily be taken in place of your product. So you have to think about it. Then you now compare the features of your product and your benefits, what your customers are likely going to what are your customers are going to be benefiting from your product. You compare it with their own. For example, if let's say I'm just a customer now and I want to buy a particular product. Let's say I want to buy television. Now, my own TV, or the TV I'm going to buy, I want to think of maybe Samsung and Panasonic. I will look at all the benefits of the TV from Panasonic. I'll compare them, and I'm going to take the best one. So the best one means that is the one that provides better features and better benefits to me. That's the one I'm buying. So when you're having a product, your customers are always going to be comparing your product with other products. I'm thinking which one is the best. In terms of features, which one has the best features? In terms of benefits, which one has more benefits? For people that are going to be doing food, some people will be comparing your food products. Like if I take it, how many vitamins am I going to be deriving from this product? How many minerals am I going to be deriving? How many carbohydrates am I going to be deriving? Is it going to be beneficial to my health? You compare with other things. So the one that is beneficial to them is what they are going to buy. So you have to compare your product in terms of features and benefits to other competitors' products and make sure that your product beats them. All right. Then your technology comparison. I mentioned technology also in the past. I'm also going to talk about it. Technology, it's something that helps you to get the best product. To some people, I will use the bread making business as an example in this case. Up to today, some people are still using the mud oven to produce bread, while some people are using the new oven that are made of metals and made of, that has thermometer with them. We know that there are some bakeries around the whatever mud oven. We can relate a bit. Now, but you can compare that some of these mud ovens, when you bring bread out of them, they always have dirt. Am I right? They have dirt because the mud oven is not well cleaned. It was not well done. But compared to businesses that are doing bread with new technology or new made ovens, that when you even bring bread out of it, they're always happy. There's a bakery in my house in Ibadan before I left. I love going there. In fact, one of the reasons why I don't eat all this Agege bread is because they're always dirty. And the way, in fact, people that are even making this bread, when they are sweating, their sweat is going to be in that bread. And you are going to be eating their sweat. They don't even wash their hands. The hygiene is zero. Compared to business where they are using technology that you have less contact with the bread. Your customers are going to be looking at some of these things. So for some bakeries, they have to be testing how hot the oven is with their hand. Meanwhile, for some oven, it has a thermometer that tells you this is the temperature. You will see it. When the oven is too hot, you can regulate it. These are things that you are going to be looking at with the technology. You compare with your competitors. What are the technologies that they are using to produce their own product? Are you going to be using a better technology to produce it? If you are going to be using a less technology to produce it, is it going to give a better product eventually? You don't necessarily have to use more expensive technology than your competitors, but the outcome of your product is the most important thing. I hope you are getting me. All right. So that is very important. Your own product offering. Now your product that you're now offering now, how cheap is it? What is the pricing? What other support system I think are your customer going to be getting from you? Now your price, you have to know your customer very well. Some people would prefer to buy breads that are more expensive because they know that bread that are expensive, they've taken every measure to make sure that they produce high quality bread. But those that are producing high quality bread and more expensive bread, they know their customers. They know where their customers are. They know they go and patronize them. Now, I was talking about iPhone and Android phone the other time. If you look at itel and iPhone, itel can never compete with iPhone in terms of price. iPhone is more expensive than itel. And if you also compare their features and benefits, iPhone has more benefits. And people that are buying iPhone, they know why they are buying it. And they know the support system they are going to have. If okay, there was one time like 3 weeks ago, I went out with some of my friends. We're just going out to see some shops, and we saw this Rolex shop. Rolex is selling wristwatch, and we decided to go there. And when we entered, the guy that opened the door for us, the guy was wearing suit and tie. The guy that opened the door for us was wearing suit and tie. And you entering that kind of a place, you already know what they're going to say there. So we see a wristwatch of 40,000 euros. Maybe the wristwatch, the list that we saw was like around 1,500 euros. Now we see a wristwatch of 40,000 euros. You know that Rolex is not for just anybody. You that you are buying a Rolex watch, you know that you have insurance that is going to cover it. That is a support system. For example, if you bought a Rolex wristwatch and it was stolen, you can get your wristwatch back. They will give you another one because you have insurance for it. That is a support business that Rolex is giving their customers. Or if your wristwatch got spot, they can replace it for you or fix it for you. So when you are producing or when you are offering a product, what is the pricing? Who is your customer? And when they are buying, what is the support system you are buying? To some people, the support system could be that you are going to deliver to their desktop, their doorstep. That could be that they don't have to come to your shop to come and pick their product. You deliver to them. That is the support system. Some people even they don't want to stretch themselves at all. They want to buy this thing online and you ship to their doorstep. Simple. Your support system could be that they are going to pay on the delivery. You have to think at some of these things and you compare them with your competitors. And your competitors doing it, they are doing it, what will you do? To have a leverage over them. All right, then the channel, the funding, the customers, the channel is the pathway of how you are able to reach your customers, or how you are able to compete them with them. It's just a medium. Your channel is just a medium. How you are able to reach your customer, how you are able to get funds, your funding, where is it coming from? Is it coming from the are you having a grant? Are you having a loan? Who are your customers? Are they the high earning, high earner, or the high earning people, or they are the low earning people? Sometimes when you have the high earning people, you have few of them, but they pay more. When you have the low earning people, you have more of them. For example, if you are buying a sachet milk of 30 naira, people will buy more of that, especially people within the lower rank of the pyramid. The low earning people, they buy more. But compare people that are buying team milk, team milk, listen. Compared to someone that is buying sachet milk, you understand, the powdered milk. So people that are buying team milk, they might not be plenty. But people that are selling team milk, they know that they are selling for high class. People that are selling sachet milk powder, they know that they are selling for low earner. And then that you have more of them. So you have to think of all these things. And as we move on, then your sustainable competitive advantage. What are the the barriers that will prevent you from entering your market, and how are you going to overcome it? I mentioned some of these things earlier. Also, the same thing goes for your investors. How are you going to, when you have investors, what is going to be their market share in your profit? How much profit are you giving them? They want to see this, and this will help them to sustain your business. When your business is going to, stay the test of time, it gives your investors peace of mind that then when they put their money in your business, is going to come back to them as a good profit, and your business is not going to fold up. So how are you going to make sure that your business will not fold up? This your investors will be happy to see, and to keep investing in your business. Then anticipate competition and make plans for dealing with it. Now, like I always said, you're always going to have competition. But how you're going to deal with this competition is what makes your business sustainable. Sustainable means how you are going to stay and not fold up. That is what sustainability means. How your business is going to be forever and not fold up. You know, we have some business that they've been existing for over 100 years. It's because they've been able to be sustainable. So how they've been able to deal with all these problems and still be in existence for over 100 years is how they've been able to sustain themselves. So think about until you are going to have competitors, but how you are going to deal with them and overcome their competition is going to be something that are going to make your business sustainable. Then avoid trap of believing that your main competitor is your exit strategy. You know, some people believe that when there are competitors in the market, they will stop doing that business. They will move to another field. No, it's a trap for you to be running to be a loser or to be running a business that doesn't make any sense. Competition at times is good. It helps you to have a better, a good part of yourself. Let's look at it this way. When we were still in school, some people do not want people to pass more than them. So it helps them to study more and read more so that they can be the number one. That's a healthy competition. If you don't have somebody that will compete, that will challenge you, you will not know how good you are. The same thing comes in business. When you have competition, it helps you to, do your business more, package it well, and be able to stay in business and be, more sustainable. Now, so what are the format of a business plan? When you are writing it, what are the things that should be there? And how are you going to write it? Your business plan must have a title page, and your title page must have the name of the business, the owner, the contact address. I'm going to show us an example of this, and we're going to see it. Then you also have an executive summary. An executive summary is just like you are summarizing your entire business plan, everything together. And these are things you have to, in your executive summary, you must talk about your business idea, your goal, your marketer, you will market your products, your operations, your finance. You talk about this one. For business idea and goal, you are talking about the overview of your entire business, your marketing, your products, your service that you are going to be selling, your product you are going to be selling, how you're going to be selling it, your amount. Operation talking about your business location and your staff. Your finance talking about your financial plan that we talk about, your break-even period, the amount of money that you need to start your business. Break-even period means the time that you're not going to be making any loss, you're not going to be making any profit. But at least you know that when you put $1 in that business, you are going to make that same amount of money. We'll talk more about this. So you have, I said you're going to have a executive summary. You have a background. Your background talks about your mission statement of your company history. If your company has been existing before, what are the things you've been doing in the past? And if it is not existing, you don't need to have this. Your business goal, your short-term goal, your long-term goal, has to be in your background. Then you also have your marketing, your market research. From the end, you have to do a market research. It's very important. This is what's going to help you to know who are your customers, who are your competitors, and how you are going to be getting them. Then you also do your market analysis, your SWOT. I will show us what some of these things mean. When I show us an example of this business plan, your marketing plan, how do you want to target your customers? How do you want to reach out to them? What pricing strategy are you going to use? How much are you going to be selling it compared to your competitors? Then you evaluate your market. Also, you have the operation and production part of your business plan. The legal, how you're going to, have the legal part of your business, how you're going to establish or you register your business with the CAC, your management team, who are they, what position will each of them be taking, how much are you going to be paying them, what qualification must each of them have, the organizational structure and staffing, how you're going to be recruiting people in your organization. The structure could be in form of who is the overall head, the CEO, who is next to him, in terms of hierarchy of all these your management staff. You have it. What are the insurance you are going to put in place? What are the security you are going to put in place? For example, if you are doing fish pond, you are producing fish. Your fish pond will definitely have a security so that people will not come and loot your fish. Just one night they will come to your pond and loot your fish. They turn your fish pond to a palliative warehouse. They will come and loot it away. So you must have a security. What kind of security do you need for your business? Your financial projection, what is the income that is going to be coming per year or per month? What will be your expenses? What your expenses will be like? Your financial forecast. These are part of the financial part of the part that somebody is going to talk about. then your implementation timetable. What do you need to do first? After that, what do you need to do? Like you have, when we were in school, we had this timetable, 8 to 10. We are going to be doing a Greek. 10 to 11, we are going to be doing elementary science. Maybe 11 to 12, we are going to be having break. 12 to 1, we are going to be doing mathematics. So the same thing goes with your business. So what should be the first thing I should do, maybe between now and January next year. You have written your business plan. When you have written it, between February next year, you should have registered your business with CAC. Maybe the next thing is that you need to, when you have business CAC, then the next thing is that you want to approach the bank to get your loan. Maybe that will be a match. When you have your loan, which of your products, what are you going to do? Maybe you are going to get a land, or you are going to rent a place, and you are going to set up the place. Then you buy your equipment, then you start producing, and you start marketing your product and things like that. These are things that should be on your implementation timetable. You will understand? All right. So before I move, this is the last part of this slide. Before I move to just showing us an example of the business plan, I don't know if you have any questions before we move on. So you can unmute yourself and ask your question before I just show us the rundown of what the business plan will look like. So I give us this chance to ask questions. Thank you.